Naps are really important for parents and kids alike. For parents, it's important because it's the time when we get things done or we rest ourselves, especially if you have a small baby or a young toddler that's keeping you on the run all the time. But of course, naps are also important for children as well because it's a time for them to rejuvenate and to rest. And sleep is a very important part of their ability to grow and develop normally. There's not a one-size-fits-all nap formula that all kids need to follow. There's just general guidelines. And generally speaking, most kids nap until between the ages of 1 and 2. Some toddlers end up giving their naps up, but between the ages of 2 and 3. Others go on to nap all the way until kindergarten when they go to school. So you wanted to know if it's normal that your child isn't taking naps, and it really comes down to how are things looking overall. How much sleep is your child getting at night? And between the ages of 1 and 2, 12 to 14 hours total out of each 24-hour period is usually what most kids need. So if a child is sleeping from like 7 p.m. until 9 a.m., then that may be sufficient and they may not need naps during the day. Sometimes naps can actually mess with nighttime sleep, so they don't go to bed well, or they wake up during the night, or they wake up too early, and so nap schedules need to be adjusted. I mean, as you can see, there really is no one-size-fits-all formula. If a child is happy during the day, they're healthy, they're developing well, the pediatrician doesn't have any concerns, then whatever you're doing has been working. But as a parent, I can understand if you'd like to get those naps back since your 1-year-old has stopped. And there are ways that you can encourage sleep, and it's not bad to try to encourage this. The most important thing is to stick to a schedule. Do what you can to put your child down for a nap around the same time each day. And this could be a nap in the morning and in the afternoon, but because your child's already fighting that one nap, I would just encourage you to stick to one in the afternoon. And if nothing else, try to enforce quiet time. Leading up to the nap, pick a routine that's going to clue your child into the fact that it's time for sleep. And of course, this usually involves like shutting the blinds, dimming the lights, getting rid of distractions and noises as much as possible, except for sometimes there are noises that you keep on in the background so that it drowns out anything else that might pop up while your child's napping. And maybe it involves like a rocking session or a book or something, and then you lay your child down in their crib or in their bed. And if they cry and cry after you put them down, that's actually okay. It may take some time to train them to take a nap again, and at the very least, to accept this time as quiet time. Many parents start out trying to get their children to take naps in the beginning, and eventually the child just gives up, accepts it as a norm, and they're tired and there's nothing else to do, so they begin sleeping. But it's going to take some persistence and consistency on your part for about 1 to 2 weeks. And the older the child is, the more time it may take. So again, this will involve a routine, sticking to it around the same time each day, putting your child in their crib or bed, and then just turning around after you've kissed them goodbye and walk out of the room. And if they cry, you can let them cry. If an hour's gone by and they're not going to sleep, then you can go in and check on them and see how it's going. If they're still acting super tired, then there might be a few things you can do to console them, to encourage them to go back to sleep. But I wouldn't give up after a day or two because this behavior will likely continue. It's the same whether it's daytime sleep or nighttime sleep. Babies are actually kind of manipulative, and they learn quickly that they get what they want most when they cry, which is us. And so if we give in every time they cry and go get them, whether it be a nap or bedtime, a nap before they're ready to get up, then they're going to continue to cry, and it will reinforce these wakings or their lack of going to sleep. If crying it out is a little harsh, or if you think a more graduated approach would work better for your baby, put him or her down, and then 15 minutes later, if they're still crying, go in and just gently reassure them that you're still there by touching them on the head or tummy, but you don't turn on lights, you keep talking to a minimum, you don't pick them up, you just gently touch their head or tummy and tell them that you love them and turn around and walk right back out of the room. And you can do this every 15 minutes if you feel like this would be better for your child. Sometimes children respond well to this, other times it makes it worse because you came in the room. So do what you feel is going to be best. And as I said before, if your child doesn't sleep, then at least this can turn into quiet time where your baby accepts this time as time where they just sit in their crib and they kind of have a reduction in stimulation. That's not a bad thing for them. And then you can get a few things done and then go back and get them in 30 to 40 minutes. Good luck with it. And if you have more questions in the future for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.